7 short lines, recited at least 17 times every day. For over 2 billion people, these words are the first thing they memorize in childhood, and the last they hope to speak in their final moments. While often translated as verses, these components are traditionally called ayat. In Arabic, an ayah is a miraculous sign. This terminology shifts the focus from poetry to a direct communication from the divine. The visual structure of the manuscript cage highlights this composition, with 7 distinct markers identifying the start and end of each specific sign. Because this surah is the only mandatory requirement for daily prayer, it frequently falls victim to the efficiency of our own memory. We repeat the sounds by rote, often overlooking the fact that these 7 lines form a balanced spiritual contract. Without recognizing this internal structure, we risk turning what was intended as a dialogue into a one-sided recitation. The Creator describes this surah as a prayer divided into 2 halves, one for the master and one for the servant. The first 3.5 lines constitute the divine right, focusing entirely on Allah's sovereignty, mercy, and justice before any request is made. This sequence begins with a specific linguistic choice. In Arabic, the word shukr is used to express thanks for a favor done for you. It is a transactional form of gratitude. The opening of Al-Fatihah uses the word hamd instead. Hamd is praise given for the inherent perfection of the one being praised, regardless of whether you have received a favor or not. By beginning with Alhamdulillah, praise be to Allah, the text shifts the orientation of the speaker's mind. This word choice forces the speaker to move away from the lens of what they lack. It establishes a baseline of gratitude, based on the perfection of the Creator, even during times of personal trial. Acknowledging this majesty serves as the necessary foundation for the requests that follow. At the surah's center lies the 4th ayah, functioning as the structural pivot. This line bridges the 2 halves. "It is you we worship" concludes the focus on the divine, while "and you we ask for help" initiates the servant section. From this midpoint onward, the text shifts to the human need. These final lines are a petition for guidance onto a specific path and the strength to avoid the pitfalls of anger and misguidance. These 3.5 lines of petition provide a perfect counterbalance to the 3.5 lines of praise. The symmetry of this structure indicates that Al-Fatihah is designed as a reciprocal conversation. This balance is why the Prophet described the surah as a cure. It addresses the spiritual disease of pride through the acknowledgement of sovereignty, and despair through the request for help. This is al-Kitab, the mother of the book. It functions as a compass, compressing the vast themes of the Quran, monotheism, prophecy, and the afterlife, into 7 miraculous signs. The name Al-Fatihah means the opening. It marks the point of entry where the finite human voice initiates a connection with the infinite. Next time you stand in prayer, remember these are not merely ancient words to be repeated. Each line is part of a real-time dialogue. The Creator responds to the servant. Understanding this structure allows the believer to move beyond rote recitation and participate fully in a conversation with the Lord of all worlds.